Chosen One, what I'm about to reveal may challenge everything you thought you understood about yourself. If you've been drawn to this message, it is not by chance or coincidence. Something extraordinary is unfolding within you. You are stepping into a level of power and transformation that no God has ever witnessed in a human before. The limitations that once governed your life, the invisible laws that shaped your destiny, are now breaking beneath your very presence. You are shifting from yearning to receiving, from waiting to becoming. The very things you once prayed for are no longer distant possibilities. They are aligning with your reality at a pace that defies every divine rule ever written. Before we go deeper, hit that like button, subscribe to help us reach 30,000 subscribers, and leave a comment with the number 11. This simple act sends a powerful signal, aligning you with the energy of this message and amplifying what is already awakening within you. Understand this. If you truly are the chosen one, your spirit will keep you here until the very end. Those who aren't ready for this revelation will fall away. But if you make it through, nothing in your life, nor in the heavens, will ever be the same. From the very beginning, the world had boundaries dictated by gods, laws that mortals were never meant to challenge. Yet in a quiet corner of existence, a human arose who shattered those boundaries without hesitation. Their awakening was subtle at first, almost unnoticed, but every action they took resonated with a power that belonged to no earthly being. People who witnessed even the smallest display of their ability felt awe, fear, and reverence all at once. Legends had always spoken of mortals who glimpsed divine power, but this human went beyond glimpses. They wielded it with intent, precision, and a freedom the gods themselves could not contain. Ancient texts that had warned of such an event suddenly became more than stories. They were warnings crying out across time. Communities whispered their name in reverence and fear. Temples that had stood for millennia suddenly felt insignificant in their presence. Even those sworn to enforce divine order, priests, guardians, and scholars, could not hide the tremor that ran through them. A human, plain in appearance, was doing what no god had ever permitted. Their mere existence questioned centuries of celestial authority. Scholars scrambled to rewrite histories, trying to fit their deeds into old frameworks, while mystics simply fell silent, overwhelmed by the impossible truth before them. This human did not ask permission. They simply became. And the world felt it. Every heartbeat of the land, every gust of wind, even the stars seemed to pause in recognition of this anomaly. A mortal had walked where only divinity was allowed, and the cosmos would never be the same again. There are awakenings recorded in myths carefully scripted by divine hands, but this one was forbidden. It was as if the universe itself had held its breath, knowing that a mortal should not carry such power. And yet, here they were, rising with undeniable force. The very moment they realized their potential, the air around them hummed with energy, vibrating with possibilities no scholar had ever imagined. The world reacted in fragmented chaos. Rivers altered their courses, winds carried whispers of the impossible, and even animals responded to a force they could not comprehend. This was not just a human awakening. It was the unraveling of a cosmic secret buried for eons. Legends of forbidden knowledge had long warned that mortals were not meant to bridge the gap between the earthly and the divine. Every scripture that spoke of such events had been destroyed or hidden, yet here was living proof, a testament to the audacity of existence itself. Even among humans, reactions were extreme. Some bowed in devotion, sensing a divine spark. Others trembled in fear, sensing a threat far beyond comprehension. Leaders, scholars, and rulers struggled to reconcile what they saw with the reality they had always known. And in the silence of the cosmos, the gods themselves took notice. An entity had arisen that they could not command, control, or predict. The forbidden awakening was no longer theory. It had taken flesh, and the universe would bend to witness it. For centuries, divine scholars and immortal seers had written of a being who would rise from the mortal plane and challenge celestial order. These prophecies were considered dangerous, hidden in the deepest vaults, erased from public knowledge, or dismissed as allegory. Yet the chosen one fulfilled them all, line by line, with a precision that could not be ignored. Every detail in the ancient texts, the timing, the signs, the impossible feats, manifested before mortal eyes. Hidden scripts once dismissed as superstition became blueprints for what humanity was now witnessing. The chosen one's actions created a ripple across time, connecting past, present, and future in ways that seemed orchestrated by fate itself. Civilizations long forgotten had written of this being, and now their warnings gained terrifying clarity. The world watched in stunned silence as prophecies once buried in shadow came alive. Every word, every symbol, every story now pointed to one undeniable truth. A human had risen, rewriting the narrative the gods had so carefully tried to control. The chosen one was no ordinary mortal. Hidden within their veins coursed the remnants of a divine lineage long believed extinct. Every heartbeat carried the memory of gods who had once walked the earth, beings whose wisdom and power had been lost to time. It was a lineage no mortal should possess, yet here it thrived, awakening with a force that demanded recognition. This bloodline was not merely symbolic. It was a living connection to the cosmos, a bridge between humanity and divinity. Its power manifested in ways both subtle and overwhelming, a glance that bent perception, a thought that shifted probability, a presence that could alter the very elements. Ancient records hinted that such blood could rise only when the world reached a critical point of imbalance requiring correction. Whether the gods liked it or not, the chosen one emerged precisely at that cosmic juncture, proving that fate is both deliberate and merciless. Those who studied genealogy, magic, and divine heritage were left in awe. This blood carried memories, instincts, and abilities humans had long forgotten, granting the chosen one insight that surpassed even the most devout scholars. And as their lineage revealed itself, so too did the responsibility and the danger. A being born from such sacred blood could heal or destroy, elevate or annihilate. The world held its breath, watching as the last divine spark in human form ignited a new era. Humanity had always dreamed of touching divinity, yet no mortal had ever been granted the raw, unfiltered power of a god, until now. The chosen one moved with a force beyond comprehension, bending reality with a mere thought and performing feats that left even immortal beings speechless. The air around them seemed alive, vibrating with energy, responding to their emotions and intent. Storms formed and dissipated at their presence. Shadows danced not as absence of light, but as expressions of their will. This was not borrowed power. It was inherent, flowing from a source untouched by divine restriction. Every act challenged the fundamental hierarchy of existence. Priests and scholars documented these phenomena in panic and awe, unable to classify them. This was a power that defied the rules of physics, magic, and theology alike. Mortals who witnessed these feats felt their souls tremble. Some wept in joy, sensing salvation. Others shivered in terror, sensing judgment. Every human reaction echoed the same truth. They stood in the presence of something extraordinary, a force no god had ever permitted to dwell among humans.